Now in geometry, the first thing that we'll study is equation of a straight line. So suppose we have a line which passes through 2 points Z1 and Z2, and any general point on this line we'll write as Z. Now this Z is nothing but x plus iota y. Now we need to write equation of this straight line. Now there are many ways with which we can write this equation, and the first way is using section formula. And section formula says if these 3 points are collinear, then Z will divide Z1 and Z2 in some ratio, say m is to n. We can write Z as mz2 plus nz1 upon m plus n. Now if we choose m as t and n as 1 minus t, we can write this Z as tz2 plus 1 minus t z1. So this Z will be z1 plus t into z2 minus z1. So this is one equation of a straight line. Now another way to write equation of straight line is using arguments. So we know that if these 3 points they are in straight line, then argument of z and z1 and argument of z1 and z2, they must be in the same direction or in opposite direction. So that means we can write argument of z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1, it must be either 0 or pi. Now this is basically argument of z2 upon z1, which is nothing but angle between z1 and z2. So here we are talking about angle between z and z1 and z2 and z1. So this angle, it must be either 0 or pi in case of a straight line. So this is second way to write equation of a straight line. Now we know that if argument of any complex number is 0 or pi, then that complex number is purely real. That means this complex number z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1, it must be a real number. We can write z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1, and this is equal to t. Now we cross multiply, we write z as z1 plus t into z2 minus z1, which again is this first equation. So another way to write equation of straight line is by simply saying imaginary part of z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1 is 0. So another way to write equation of straight line is in terms of its imaginary part. Now we know that if argument is 0 or pi, then it is purely real, and we also know that if a complex number is purely real, then z is equal to z bar. So we can write z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1, it must be equal to z bar minus z1 bar upon z2 bar minus z1 bar. Now we cross multiply, we can write this as z2 bar minus z1 bar z minus z1 z2 bar plus mod of z1 square, and it will be equal to z2 minus z1 z bar minus z2 z1 bar plus mod of z1 square. Now we can cancel this z1 square with z1 square, so we can write this as z2 bar minus z1 bar z minus z2 minus z1 z bar and plus z2 z1 bar minus z1 z2 bar equals 0. Now we can also write this as z2 bar minus z1 bar z minus z2 minus z1 z bar plus z2 z1 bar minus z2 z1 bar whole bar and it is equal to 0. Now this is z minus z bar. Now we know that this is w minus w bar, and we know that w minus w bar upon 2 iota is imaginary part of w. So we can write this as z2 bar minus z1 bar z minus z2 minus z1 z bar plus 2 iota imaginary part of z2 z1 bar will be equal to 0. Now what we'll do is we'll divide everything with iota. Now we divide everything with iota, we can write minus iota z2 bar minus z1 bar z plus iota z2 minus z1 z bar plus 2 into imaginary part of z2 z1 bar equals to 0. Now if we take this iota into z2 minus z1 as some complex number a, then this is nothing but this is a bar, and this 2 into imaginary part of z2 z1 bar, it is nothing but some real number b. Then any general equation of a straight line in complex numbers can be expressed as a bar z plus az bar plus b equals to 0. So if in complex number we have any equation which is like a bar z plus az bar plus b equals to 0, then this equation will represent a straight line where a is a complex number and b is a real number. So that's our general equation of a straight line. Now another way to write equation of a straight line in complex numbers is using area of a triangle. If z, z1 and z2 they lie on a straight line, then value of this determinant z, z bar 1, z1, z1 bar 1, z2, z2 bar 1, it must be equal to 0. So this is another way of writing equation of a straight line in complex numbers. Now there is this another equation which is very important in straight lines, and it is equation of perpendicular bisector of z1 and z2. So suppose we have two complex numbers a and b which are represented by z1 and z2, and if we have to write equation of this perpendicular bisector line, we know that any point on the perpendicular bisector, it will be equidistant from both the 2 points. That means AP, it must be equal to PB. Now say this point is Z. Now in complex number, any distance, it is given by modulus. So this distance AP is mod of Z minus Z1, and this PB is Z minus Z2. So another way to write equation of straight line. So if we are given any equation which is mod of Z minus Z1 equals mod of Z minus Z2, it again represents the straight line, which in this case is equation of perpendicular bisector of AB. And in some cases, they may also write it as mod of Z minus Z1 upon Z minus Z2. If it is equal to 1, then this equation will represent a straight line which is perpendicular bisector of Z1 and Z2. But in that case, mind it, coefficient of Z, it must be 1 in both numerator and denominator. If it is not 1, then it may not represent a straight line. Now here the question is, let Z1 and Z2 be two distinct complex numbers. So we have two distinct complex numbers, Z1 and Z2. Now it says there is some complex number Z such that Z is 1 minus tZ1 plus tZ2. So we'll take a point Z which divides Z1 and Z2 in the ratio t is to 1 minus t. So we can write this Z as tZ2 plus 1 minus t Z1 upon 1. Now since t, it lies between 0 and 1, this point Z, it will lie between Z1 and Z2. So it simply means that this Z, it lies on this line segment, let us say AB, and suppose this point is P. Now these 3 points AP and B, they are collinear. We can write AP plus BP, it is equal to AB. Now AP is mod of Z minus Z1, BP is mod of Z minus Z2, and AB is mod of Z1 minus Z2. That means option A is correct. Now we look at argument of Z minus Z1. Now Z minus Z1, it is this vector, and Z minus Z2 is this other vector. Now argument of Z minus Z1 is not equal to argument of Z minus Z2, as these two vectors, they are in opposite direction. So that means option B is incorrect. Now what about argument of Z minus Z1 and argument of Z2 minus Z1? Now Z2 minus Z1 and Z minus Z1, both of them, they're in the same direction. So from here we can say argument of Z minus Z1, it must be equal to argument of Z2 minus Z1. That means this option D is correct. Now from this, if we take everything on the left hand side, then argument of Z1 minus argument of Z2 is argument of Z1 upon Z2. So from here we can say argument of Z minus Z1 upon Z2 minus Z1, it must be 0. Now if argument is 0, that means this complex number is purely real. And if the complex number is purely real, then Z equals Z bar. So we can write Z minus Z1 upon Z2 minus Z1, it must be equal to Z bar minus Z1 bar upon Z2 bar minus Z1 bar. Now if we cross multiply, we can write Z2 bar minus Z1 bar into Z minus Z1, and it must be equal to Z2 minus Z1 into Z bar minus Z1 bar. That means this option C is also correct. So the correct options are A, C and D.